Hello everyone, it is Reversal and welcome back to some more Knights and Dragons. And in today's episode we're gonna be talking about the new boss collection event, and we're gonna be talking about the epic boss that also got released. Because I need to tell you guys this much. When this came out this night, like it was 2 AM at my time when it actually came out, the epic boss came out. I wasn't even like knowing what the boss collection, I was like epic boss, epic boss, epic boss. I was like, wow, this epic boss looks absolutely insane and crazy. But when I took a look at the boss collection event, I was like literally jumping off my seat, because if you're capable of crafting the plus versions of the armor and keeping it in your inventory in time before the 20th of May, you'll be capable of getting 5 death keys and of course the Northerners Battlegear Epic. And that's absolutely insane. It's one of my favorite epics. It's not my favorite, it's like rank 4 for me. But so many of you guys actually asked me like, Reversal, are you going to go for this epic boss? For this epic armor? Are you crazy? I got a freaking Blazeborn. Of course I'm going for this. Like, why are you so like asking me so much if I'm going to go for this? Like, it's absolutely crazy. I'll definitely go for it. I'll show it to you guys, the progress of me getting towards this epic. And of course I'll be leveling it up to the maximum level, making it a very great asset to my lineup. And I'll be talking a little bit more about my lineup later on in this episode, because there's actually going to be a couple of changes here, actually quite a lot of changes. So let's get started here. I actually wanted to talk a little bit about the boss collection, like the story behind it, and why it connects to the World's End War and the Revelation ropes. That's something to look forward to. And of course I'm going to be talking about the actual epic boss. The Pestilence must be exterminated, and it looks absolutely insane, this epic boss. I need to tell you guys that much. So in case you guys are not interested in hearing all that talk about the story and everything, feel free to click the video away, or feel free to fast forward to the point where we talk about the epic boss, because I do have some useful information for you guys to actually take into consideration as well, alongside the way that I'll be changing something with my lineup there. But I'll be talking about that after I talked about the boss collection event. So you need to excuse me for this, because I really feel like talking about this. So first of all, there's actually in the Bible, there's a book called the Book of Revelation, and it kind of like reflects on the Revelation ropes. That kind of makes sense. And in which 4 horsemen of the apocalypse appear. Apocalypse is a different name for the world that's ending, so that really kind of already makes sense. However, I do feel that they should have gone with the apocalypse like boss collection here, but I do understand that they actually went with horsemen as well, because it's essentially really the same. You see, from what I know, these 4 horses kind of represent the things people were most afraid of during the day, back in the day, and that's called like an apocalypse. Like the things people were most afraid of happening, they would kind of like put a danger on mankind and stuff like that. You know, it's very generic stuff, like things that people already know. But let me just go over these epic bosses, and that way you get an understanding why that is. So the Book of Revelation and the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse is something I would really suggest you guys look it up on Google. It's pretty interesting stuff there, but in case the information that I'm showing you guys right now is enough, I'll try to make it as brief as possible, giving you the necessary information to understand why this happened here. So the first one is called Pestilence, and Pestilence is actually the current epic boss. So let me quickly let me show you guys right now. Pestilence is also the other name for Pestilence in the Book of Revelation is called Conquest as well. It is associated with infectious diseases and plagues, and stories tell that Pestilence was carrying a bow with poisoned arrows in order to spread pestilence, also known as plagues and diseases around. And let me show you guys something, a real awesome detail in here. So you guys can see Pestilence is having this really evil smile on here that kind of represents that it was an evil being trying to wreak havoc there on mankind there. So as I was saying, it is associated with infectious diseases and plagues, and it also kind of reflects why there are plague rats right now. That really is the reason why. So it's like a curse or a plague or something like that, why it's called Pestilence. The horse of Pestilence was also white in the story. Oh, that's actually Guild War. in here, Pestilence. The horse of Pestilence was also a white horse, and yeah, I really like the way it looks. It's really amazing, but that's the reason why it's called Pestilence. Next up we have War, and War is supposed to be a red horse, and it's associated with civil wars, another thing that people are usually afraid of. It's carrying a weapon, that's 100% sure. It's an axe or a sword, it really doesn't matter, but that really is a symbol of war. It's like symbolic towards like war and things like that, you know. That's all I have to say about that. The horse was fiery red, that was also kind of a symbol of war, like bloodshed is always like the color of blood is red, and that's why I'm under the impression that this epic boss might be earth and fire at the same time. I'm not sure about it. I'm actually still under the impression it will be a mono earth, but it can also be a earth and fire type elements. That wouldn't be all that bad either. However, I wouldn't really be using it if it were. The third epic boss is called Famine, and to be honest, I really couldn't find all that much information about it, but I could find some nice references in here. So Famine's horse is supposed to be black. It is associated with balance in the world, and by balance it means like balance in the form of skills. You see, Famine was always carrying skills, like with him or her or it, and they're called the scales of justice, to justify the right balance in the world, and it has something to do with starvation and like having lack of food and your standing in society. Like if you were rich and everything, you would always have the food, and Famine was there to sort of being a Robin Hood in there, kind of trying to create balance between there. I'm not entirely sure if this reference is alright. You feel free to like correct me on that one, but this is the information that I've been getting out of the sources I've been looking it into. I've been like looking for like 1.5 hours to see what these epic bosses were all about and why this is, so I could bring you the necessary information. But to be honest, there's really not all that much to say about Famine. All I know is in the storyline, Famine was a black horse, and being capable of dyeing your, you know, you would have to be very wealthy back in the day to be capable of dyeing your hair black, and that's also kind of like, it also kind of reflects on why the horse is black as well. So I think that's a pretty nice reference there. The last epic boss we're going to be talking about, oh yeah, of course, the elements of this epic boss of Famine will, I think in my opinion, will be just water and spirit, just from the looks of it. I cannot really tell anything about that at all after that. So the next epic boss is called Death. And death is, as you guys already know, you know, if there's no balance in the world, there are plagues in the world, and there's war in the world, people are always afraid of that. But what people are most afraid of in this world is dying. And that's kind of why I think the last horseman is called Death. I think there wouldn't be a better name for that, to be honest. But Death is essentially the Grim Reaper that is like... how should I put it? If it touches you, you're dead. That's all I can say about it. If it touches you, you're dead. So don't really have anything to say about it. But when I'm taking a look at the keys of the chest, you could say that it possibly would be water along with spirit, but to be honest, I really feel that this is going to be a spirit monotype. Just by the looks of it, it really looks amazing, the last armor. Maybe I'll be going for it, I'm not entirely sure, probably not, but I need to show you guys a pretty nice detail here. So if we take a look at the death armor, like the headgear at the right side here, right, keep that in mind. We're also gonna go to the actual epic guild war. And what I notice is that it kind of looks similar to the Soul Shard raiment. Not entirely, of course, but kind of similar in a way. That's just something nice that I noticed here. So yeah, these really are the Boss Collection event epic bosses. Really like the way they are. I really like the fact that they're horses. But enough about the actual other epic bosses. Let's take a look about Pestilence here. So Pestilence, as you guys already know, Pestilence must be exterminated. You know, the first 4 letters is pest, so that is like, it's pest. Yeah, I don't know, that was kind of lame. But this epic boss is the best looking epic boss in the history of Knights and Dragons. And I know I'm exaggerating there a little bit more and like having breath problems and stuff like that, but it really is breathtaking, this epic boss. You know, Gree has done absolutely everything right with this epic boss, and I love it. I mean, the little cloudy area, like the aura near the horse's feet, It's really amazing, like the smoke is giving off, it kind of gives a poisonous type of feel. If it were to be more green, I suppose, I don't know. And the horse itself, it's plated, it has little skulls on the shoulder plates here. Really awesome detail there, I really like it. The horse itself is white, it's covered in blue a little bit there. But yeah, really like it. The guy, Pestilence, sitting on the horse itself is pretty nice as well. Really like the color of the blade nail. The color combination on this armor is pretty well. Also like the red cape there. I wish we would be capable of getting that cape ourselves. It seems on the Pestilence mantle you'll be capable of getting a double cape somehow, because the Pestilence already has a cape and it's a mantle at the same time. But the boss itself, it's wearing this weird hat, and that hat is called the Victor's Crown. And in other words, as I already said, Pestilence in the storyline is also known as Conquest, and if you win it at Conquest, you are victorious, and that's why it's called the Victor's Crown. It's a very logical, you know, it makes sense in my opinion. The bow itself looks amazing as well. I really like the way it looks. To be honest, again, I wish they would have made the glow on the arrow a little bit more green, to make it look a little bit more poisonous, but that's just the way it is. Really like this epic boss. So that's enough about the epic boss. Let's take a look at the Pestilence mantle. That is actually the armor that will be capable of getting when you're defeating it up to 15 times or 43 times. So the Pestilence mantle, I'm not gonna go over the details about how it looks. It's already amazing. We know that much right now. But let's take a look at the stats here. So first of all, I actually wanted to tell you guys in advance that I will be using this one in my lineup for sure. It will be replacing my Blazeborn Vanguard, because as we all know, we're going to get a Northerners Battlegear, and I would feel really awkward using two monotypes in my lineup here. So the Pestilence mantle will be replacing my Blazeborn Vanguard for sure. Also, the fact that the Pestilence mantle, in my opinion, I believe it's better than the Blazeborn Vanguard because of the stats in the end. But I'll show you guys that once I max this thing out. Now, I also imagine that a lot of you guys are wondering if this armor is better than the Aegis of Sky Majesty. Well, allow me to actually answer that question for you guys. The answer is no. It's not better than Aegis of Sky Majesty, however, it's pretty awfully close right now. So we can imagine that the Aegis of Sky Majesty will soon be replaced by another fire boss type armor, the next one that will be coming out possibly. So the stats of the Pestilence mantle is 1564 attack, and then we have 1430 defense, and then the Aegis of Sky Majesty actually doesn't have more than 100 attack and defense more. It actually has 6050 attack here and 1452 defense. So that really is only like 86 attack more, or 80, or I don't even know. It's less than 100 attack more, and it has only 22 defense more. So, you know, the answer is no. However, in my opinion, the Pestilence mantle looks way better than the Aegis of Sky Majesty, and for that case already, I would just give it 200 points for style alone, because it's for its awesomeness. This epic boss is absolutely amazing. But that just really is because I'm not capable of getting the Aegis of Sky Majesty anyway. I mean, I tried so many times, but I'm just not capable of getting it right now. So maybe in the future. Also, one thing that's nice to note is to take into consideration, you know, one thing you also always gotta keep in mind is that this legendary essentially is better than the actual epic. You know, it actually is better than Aegis of Sky Majesty. You see, the Pestilence mantle, you only need to level that one up to 70, while the Aegis of Sky Majesty still has like 29 levels above that, making a very expensive joke to level up. So you might want to go for the Pestilence mantle and then replace it again after a while here. But essentially it will definitely be better if it were to be capable of getting it up to level 99. But yeah, that's just one dream for now. So this week's epic boss actually has two major disappointments, and right now when we're talking so much, I was empowering the Pestilence so much, but you're talking about two major disappointments. That what are they? So in the picture in the news, you can already see what the new armor looks like, right? And I'm a little bit bummed out about the fact that the Pestilence mantle is carrying a shield and a sword, you know. I really like the way the bow looks. I would have liked to have a ranged type of you know, weapon in my lineup. I think that would have been really amazing. I think that would be looking really awesome too. Because, you know, Pestilence is known for having a bow, so that's why I found it a little bit strange when the Pestilence Mantle has a sword and a shield. Nevertheless, the shield also looks really strange to me. Don't really like the way it looks, but yet again, I cannot really see it right now, so I cannot judge it. I do know that I already like the look of the sword. It kind of looks like a bow sword. If you're looking at the handle, it kind of looks like a bow sword in my opinion. So yeah, that's just one minor disappointment. The second disappointment would probably be that we cannot take the horse with us, of course, because the horse looks absolutely insane. Really love the way the horse looks. Why doesn't the Pestilence Mantle come with the horse as well? Just a little bit disappointing there, but yeah, these aren't really major disappointments. You know, I'm just kidding. You know, this Epic Boss is absolutely insane. So let's actually show you guys one last thing that I noticed here. So we're gonna go to the Skeleton Stomp here. I'm gonna do the epic stage here, and that way we'll unlock the Epic Boss here. So I'm just going to quickly craft some snakeskin Medusas here. So I just really am in love with this event. I'm very happy, also for my guild mates, but also for other people. You know, I always gotta tell you guys in advance that the last Epic Boss will be a little bit hard to be capable of crafting, but if you have the fire armors ready in order to take down the spirit bosses, it will definitely be no problem at all. I'm just afraid that some of you guys won't make the deadline, but you really gotta be active in order to make these bosses. I'm pretty sure that I'll be certain of getting that. As well, I'll be saving gems throughout the entire like 2-3 weeks in order to make sure that I'm capable of crafting these armors in time. You know, this is very important as well, because you're essentially going to get some free keys anyway, so why not do that anyway? So I wanted to show you guys this Epic Boss while we're defeating it, and I'm gonna do it on slow mode. I'm not going to speed it up, but I just wanted to show you guys the animation of the boss once it's attacking, and especially that special attack that he's doing. So as you guys can see, he's like shooting with the bow here, and really like that you can actually see that he's like shooting the bow here. But I'm hoping to see the special attack pretty soon. Should be pretty soon. Yeah, right. This is amazing. I love that special attack. I wish we had that special attack. It's like 3 beams coming from the sky here. I just love it. I mean, this looks amazing. Like the little horse like standing on like the back feet or something like that. Just this is the best animation. This is the best Epic Boss ever. I'm very happy they brought this one out, and yeah, just wanted to show you guys. Also, again, we getting some plague rats at the same time, of course, and we took it down 16 times already. So right now it's crafting for me. Already, I'm a little bit late, you know. I was trying to get it up even higher, but yeah, this is really the way it is right now. I'm really stoked, happy about this event. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are happy as well. And to those of you who are not capable of taking it down, like, you know, 30 or 43 times, you're still going to get 3 keys for the death chest, which is pretty amazing, because you're really going to get like 90 gems for free. That's just how you can see it as well. So don't be disappointing. This event is definitely beneficial towards everyone. But yeah, very stoked, very happy once again. Best event in Knights and Dragons, best boss in Knights and Dragons, and that's just my opinion. So make sure to, you know, share your opinions with everybody in the comment section below. And the question for this video will be, will you be going for the Northerners Battlegear? And just be honest about it, because I'm really curious to see whether or not you guys will be going for that. So with that being said, I'm going to round this episode off here. Sorry that this episode was a little bit longer than usual, but I really wanted to talk a little bit in depth about this Epic Boss. I hope you guys had something out of it. Again, make sure to look up that great storyline of the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse in Google or something like that. So yeah, that being said, make sure that if you guys like this video, to boom, give it a thumbs up. This is ReversalKnD for Knights and Dragons. I'll be signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next one.